Yeah.
Liam's the better writer.
Yeah.
Turn up the sun, turn down that song.
Is it my imagination of you just found the podcast you've been looking for? It's the Mad For It podcast. Tom, Josh, and Adam, the boys on the road to Oasis Live in 2025. Now, we've got a little treat for you today. We want to do something a little different. We want to learn from the internet. We scoured the internet, and what we found is the worst Oasis songs. So this isn't our list. We are taking recommendations for worst Oasis songs. We're going to have a listen, and then we're just going to see if we agree, or maybe we don't. We're going to find out. So let's start with the first song. Do you know what that might be?
Lila. Nah, I love Lila. Like,
I hate Lila, so I already know my worst. So why don't we start with Little James, which I think is probably the most
Little
mentioned
James.
Little
in
Sid
these,
James.
That came up a lot in the list.
This
so
was written by Liam, wasn't it?
yeah, I think so.
Yeah. I saw
So-
a video of Noel saying that he brought that song to him. And Noel was like, yeah, put it on the album. And Liam was like, But yeah, I don't think I've ever heard it. But I said I hadn't heard Songbird, and I had heard that.
Yeah, I heard
So-
that.
Yeah,
too.
Songbirds.
It's-
Yeah.
that's
Okay.
awesome.
Songbird's good. So
Yeah, we're starting the worst list. We're talking worst today.
Little James is on Standing on the Shoulder Giants.
I don't know.
Oh,
I think it is.
All right, I think we need to
I
we need to
think
get
you're
into
right.
listening to the song. Right, Little James, first listen. Let's see what we think. Is it the worst Oasis song of all time? All right, boys. That's been an education. The first one. What do we think, Adam? First impressions.
I think it's obviously been written as sort of this could be like a stadium anthem with the way it goes on at the end, the sort of na-na-nas.
Hey
and
Jude.
It is literally Hey Jude. Obviously, it's obviously a Hey Jude knockoff. But I think it's sort of written for that, which is probably why it doesn't hit the mark for people, because it's nowhere near that sort of level of song. It's not a bad song. It's not a terrible song. But
Yeah.
I think what it aims to be, it completely misses that.
Okay.
Yeah, it's got
Josh?
no teeth. It's very derivative. It's got things in it that Oasis have already done before and not done in any kind of cool kind of way. Like the guitar solo, they've done that loads of times.
Yeah,
That kind of
yeah.
Beatles-y kind of thing. It's very derivative of Beatles, like Hey Jude, but
Yeah.
it's just they've done it before. They've done it better, and yeah, it's very much so. If that is true, that's a song that Liam brought forward, I don't think it was a case of Noel being like, "Oh yeah, we'll just put it on. Yeah, it's a good song, and you've done it." It sounds like it was we're short of a song here, and you've brought one, so we'll just do this. You've already put the legwork in.
What do you think, Tom?
Yeah, kind of same thing. Beatles being a huge thing. Hey Jude being another thing. The Mellotron, I was trying to figure out that little kind of old organy keyboard thing. Another classic case of really simple lyrics.
Too simple.
I think
Primary
this tip.
school
I think this tip.
lyrics.
But then there was, again, like we said with Oasis, they do have that way of hitting that like nostalgic, genuine warmth, which you wouldn't really expect going in. But like, like Don't Look Back in Anger, we've said before, where it's kind of there is like a real nostalgic comfort to that, and this seems it's on that track.
Is nostalgia just going na 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 at the end of something?
Right, next song. Right, Nature Reality from Dig Out Your Soul, the only album I had that wasn't the first two. Maybe this will jar some memories for me, and maybe this will maybe not be as bad as Reddit seems to think it was, but let's find out. Hit it. All right. Wow, yeah, I think that was far more deserving of being in the list than Little James ever could have been, in a way.
It's kind of like amazing that they've come back, because that's the penultimate song on their last album.
Wow, that
It's
was
like going out on a
the
low,
one
isn't it? That's
yeah.
really
I felt
limping over the line.
it was like one riff and then a thing and then a bridge or a chorus or whatever, and then one riff. Someone really liked that riff, and they were like, "Well, we've got 20 minutes in the studio. What can we put together?"
You know, it reminded me of whatever you want.
Yeah,
Whatever you like.
it's the quote.
It's like
quote vibes.
Yeah, just again derivative
Yeah,
of
yeah,
something
that's
else
it,
done
yeah.
far better by someone else, and probably done previously by Oasis better.
Yeah,
But,
absolutely.
yeah, it reminded me weirdly like if Queens of the Stone Age had that riff and played that a bit heavier. It's like kind of like that song "Burn the Witch" by them.
Yeah.
I'd be like, yeah, that's cool, but that was just like, yeah, it's just so like You can imagine like when they play that, like this head bob's like,
Duh, it's like something like
come on. Like it's just so like, oh, this is just soulless. Just in every
dig
element.
your soul, dig your soulless.
Dig. You don't have a soul to dig because it's
Been
gone.
dug. Yeah, that was like Gary Glitter music with John Lennon singing. It was like this weird collision of things that
just like the power of everything in it isn't there, and it's like, granted, this
it's
was the last
undercooked,
one.
doesn't it? It feels like undercooked.
Just, like we have to make an album. We've put this out, and there's no enthusiasm. There's no love. There's just we've got to get something
the
done.
two brothers were in different rooms or different studios, and they're like, "Oh, I put this together last night. Just sing over
just
it."
come
like,
on in.
That song was written by Andy Bell.
Oh,
Not neither of the brothers. So I'm wondering, is it similar to Little James, where it's sort of been like, oh, it's the end of the album, can't be asked.
yeah. Just go on, sling one on,
yeah,
Andy.
chuck something
Now's
on
your
there.
time.
We'll give you
It's
a
the
go.
last
So-
song on probably the last album.
yeah,
no one else in the band knows this at this point.
Poor
Yeah.
Andy's on the shit
I thought
list.
Andy was going to shine. I heard he had more of a contribution in the a lot of the interviews I've seen, and especially like the first BDI interview. One of his big criticisms, or one of his kind of things he was brave enough to say, was like, "We've got more control now because Noel's not here, and we can kind of
maybe
shine
they
a bit."
fucking shouldn't.
That's what I mean. Like, yeah, I mean, we get it, dude. You made a riff. Good for you. Was he the bass player?
Yeah.
He wasn't the. It
And-
was the
and
other guy. Yeah,
He doesn't play on the track either.
it didn't sound like there was a lot like a second guitar.
He
or
doesn't
bass
play
on.
on the guitar on the track at all.
So we just
Which
wrote
is
it, and
slightly
just gave it away.
he
and
wrote it and then just
very nonchalant.
thought, this is all the royalties I'm going to need for the rest of my life. You lot go and record it. I'm
Wow.
the composer, songwriter.
Very optimistic, because he wrote that and he thought, "Oh, this is good. This is it. Yeah, this is what we need."
Yeah, this is going to get us into another album and keep the tour going. Well, for someone that had that album and was kind of waiting for a bit of a nostalgic nugget,
Yeah, do you
to like,
remember that?
not at all. No, not at all.
Yeah, I think the only reason that has probably got plays, like if we're the only people who've played that song since Oasis got back, it's because people have just got the playlist going and then they've like tuned out and it's just on in the background. They're not
Listen to
pursuing
everything.
that song. There's one guy out there who loves that song, and when they inevitably play it at Wembley, it's for him.
They play at Wembley when they come out.
Like,
40-minute
drop
version.
down on,
Yeah.
and then we'll look like, who the fuck is that? Well, look, it's Andy Bell, like just stood in the crowd because he's not even playing
It's
with
for
him.
you, buddy.
Yeah, it's like, it's your song, Andy.
Here's that riff again.
Dun,
Oi.
dun,
Dun,
dun, dun.
Right, let's do another one. That was so bad. We need to wash it away with something possibly even worse.
Next one on the list is Turn Up the Sun.
Sounds very Beatlesy.
Crank it up, get it bright in here, get it hot.
Right, Josh, you first. Thoughts?
Right, turn up the sun, turn down that song. Fuck, just naff. Just
Sleepy.
the name rung a bell. I don't know if it was a single. I don't think it was. It might have been, but
Yeah.
just really, just it kind of even fizzles out at the end of it.
Yeah, I thought it was
just
gonna
like they
come
kind
back
of
in
gave
strong.
up. Like, oh, fuck yeah, let's just get this
let's
done.
just pack it in.
Yeah, like I was surprised they just didn't even fade it out. Like just
Yeah.
keep it fade out. But yeah, just uninspired, uninteresting.
Yeah.
Like a bit of was there like a kind of a weird like kind of sitar?
Yeah, like a hippie Beatles. That's what I was
Yeah.
getting
I
from
didn't
it.
mind that.
Uh,
I think that's the best of the three we've heard so far by quite a while.
No, Little James for me still.
Yeah, I think the
It's
little-
not, again not a high bar to jump, but I could. If that was on an album, I could just
Well,
get
that's,
through
that's
it.
the album
It was short.
opener as well. Is
Oh.
is mad. That's
That's a
pretty-
really
Yeah.
bad choice.
and they opened a lot of their set lists with that
I
down
don't.
the years
You'd
as
be
well. That was
asleep.
the big on that tour after that album.
What did you
That
play
was
after
the
that?
opener.
No, here's Rock and Roll Star. Now it's fun again.
Yeah, I don't want
Oh.
to hear that live. Like,
No.
Right. Well, Andy Bell's having a really tough time on this podcast because that was another of his
Oh,
efforts.
mate, a Bell
So-
classic.
Andy.
I like that one,
Bell
Andy.
pepper.
I think that's a good one. I like that. I don't think that should be anywhere near this list.
Out of 10.
Look, it's not some of their best work, but
a
I
six.
think
Soft
that's
six.
a solid six and
Solid.
a half. I think
6.5.
that's
Wow.
a decent effort. I
That
think
could be, could be a new album for you to
I'll just-
explore the rest of that sound, whatever horrible sleepy Beatles sound there.
yeah,
But I think that's an album. Also, I know we're not talking about albums on this episode, but
yeah.
that is an album where it is sort of disjointed anyway. I find
Right.
as an album, so it kind of makes sense to have that, which feels the way it fades out like it should be later on in an album. To have that as your opener.
I feel like I
Yeah.
need to know what comes after that, because does it then do something good? Is that like a slow build to then You know,
Yeah.
like, or is it then it just goes into Lila and it all goes to shit?
Well, it always go to shit when it goes to Lila, wouldn't it?
Right, boys. So the next one, Won't Let You Down.
Yeah. Should we have a listen?
Fucking. All right, we'll be the judge of that. Like, bloody hell.
Won't let you down.
As long as it's not written by Andy Bell.
Oh, it's
'cause-
gonna be about.
I hope it's out
Come
there.
on.
I hope we've got
We should change the name of this
Bell's
thing
dozen.
to yeah.
Yeah,
Oh,
we're all
this-
bell ends on this podcast.
Yeah.
so.
Oh, we are. Yeah, this is going to be a Bell special episode.
Let's ring that bell.
By Flying Bells. It sounds like an Oasis tribute. Wow. Wow, that was amazing. That was so good.
Wow.
That's so much to unpack. Ad, do you want to just jump right in?
I mean, it's hard if you buy the CD single of Lila, and Lila's not even the worst song on the CD single. That is astonishing.
I want to listen to it again.
Yeah.
I actually want to listen to it again.
Absolutely.
That was
What
brilliant.
is going on?
That
The
was
entire
amazing.
song. What is going on with this vocal?
Incredible.
What is
I know.
happening?
Like, I want to see that live. Like,
Yeah.
I will listen to that one again.
Yeah,
It's
definitely.
not good.
Well, it's so bad it becomes good, right?
It's unbelievable.
Like, it's in that weird space. Like, what were the lyrics? It was the same thing.
Won't let you down. Don't let you down.
Yeah.
2 minutes though, in and out, brief, keeps you sweet. You know,
Yeah.
I could listen to that 4 times in this time. I could listen to whatever the awful. What was the other one? I can't even read that.
Turn down the
Turn
sun.
down-
Turn
yeah.
down for what? Oh,
No, what was the bad
Turn
one
Up the
though?
Sun.
What turn up?
You didn't like Little James?
No. What was the second one? Natala and the parking.
Nature of
Yeah,
reality.
Yeah. Oh, nature reality. Oh, that riff. Yeah. All right. Give me 14 Won't Let You Downs over that. Oh my goodness. That was incredible.
That did let us down.
It didn't. No,
Let
it
us
really
down one
didn't.
bit.
That was brilliant. So again, that was a Liam solo
Liam
effort.
special, and it's interesting. The theme here is Noel isn't anywhere near
Yeah.
most of the songs
Ah,
that anyone
so we
considers
found the
bad.
secret sauce.
Yeah,
Yeah. I
if
want to
you
hear
didn't
what
know
people
already.
think the bad Noel songs are, but
Yeah.
this has been way more of a fun journey.
Yeah.
Can we listen to that again before we go on to the next one?
I haven't listened to Beady Eyes album, so judging from this,
Oh, that could be really fun.
Andy Bell's in that as well.
Oh, mate,
so
that is
maybe it's
that is a match
and
made
that.
in heaven.
Yeah, the fucking Tin Man singing. or
Oh,
whatever
yeah,
it
what was it? Didn't it was like someone doing a Liam Gallagher impression.
badly.
Yeah, it was
Badly.
really bad for him. Like it was, just so much harder.
Do you get the impression all these songs feel like sort of tossed off at the end of a recording
I mean,
session, just being like, "We need filler.
It's like it
What
was
have we got?"
like a Beatles cover, Oasis cover. It was like what someone that wants to sound like Oasis sounds like. Yeah, that was incredible.
Do you think Noel Gallagher has like Tuesdays and Thursdays off? So it's up to those guys to come up with the rest of it for recording. So they're like, well, we've got these 2 days. Fucking get in there, Liam.
And that's why the songs won't let you down, because that's what they're saying to
Yeah.
Noel when he comes back.
Don't
in this
worry, mate.
pile
I've
of
got,
shit.
yeah, I've got 3 chords and a tin drum with a maraca on it. We were actually talking earlier because we're going to be looking at doing B-sides, you know, the master plan, how Oasis had like their best B-sides and they made a whole album of it. And just like the Jam and the Smiths, it was a real strength of their whole, like, you know, thing as a band. But this is next to like Acquiesce and Talk Tonight. And
That could have
Wow.
been the opening for Royal Family then. that could have been it. Oh man, that's interesting. That one,
Yeah.
that's good. I
Yeah.
want to see that
I'm
one.
glad we
live.
discovered that. Yeah.
The next one we're looking at is very strangely titled "I Believe in All,"
Okay.
which is a very awkward name.
It's
but,
very it's very there and then, isn't it?
Yeah.
Bunch of words in a row that kind of mean something and nothing at the same time.
There was a double VHS box set with just that on the other tape.
Won't let you down. All right, boys, let's
Let's
dive
have a
right
listen.
in. Yeah. Something a little different, something with a bit of energy back. I feel like a lot of the stuff we listened to didn't have a kind of that passion.
Bit of a drab, hasn't it? the
Yeah,
other
it's been a
ones?
bit drab.
That was, I would call that a toe tapper.
Oh,
I think.
like that a
I
lot.
think
Yeah,
that's the sort of thing
yeah,
you hear, and you
that's-
sort of in the Costa coffee, that sort of thing. It's
Oh,
not,
yeah.
you know,
It's a
I'm sat
Costa
there,
coffee.
I've got
Yeah.
my skinny
Yeah,
lager.
it's not overly Oasis, I would say. Apart from
No.
the voice, it hasn't got that kind of like swagger to it. Yeah, being a toe tap and all
you
this.
could play that, and I wouldn't even recognise it as Liam Gallagher or as an Oasis song in it.
Do you not think
Yeah.
it'd fit on Liam's more like recent
It might
albums? Like
do,
with like a
maybe.
shockwave, that sort of album in that sort of ballpark.
Yeah,
Yeah.
a
Do
bit
we
more
know?
poppy, a bit lighter.
It was a bit lighter. It was a bit more palatable, and it was like maybe a non-Oasis fan might enjoy that. Where did we say that was from?
It's from Dig Out Your Soul, but it's a bonus track for the Japanese version of the album.
Okay,
So it wouldn't have even been on the UK
Right.
release.
so I wouldn't have heard that on my.
And weirdly, it's
thing.
not even on Spotify, so you can't
Yeah.
even. You
Not
can't
It's
even
on
hear
Japanese Spotify though.
But there we are. Well, I think it's interesting. It's pretty telling that a lot of the, what was it? 3 out of 5 of the songs have all been from Dig Your Soul. So kind of the Reddit way of looking at things is like later the worst.
Yeah.
But yeah, I mean,
That was
wasn't.
also written by Liam, yeah. So,
There we are.
yeah.
So
no
we're-
Noel.
no, so far.
Noel's missing from this track.
he
Noel.
is.
Nil.
But yeah, I mean, that's it. Liam Gallagher getting into a bit of psychobilly,
Yeah.
bit of Stray Cats.
Yeah, it wasn't the worst thing in the world.
Do you find it odd though with Oasis songs in that later period where they're not the 90s era anymore? It's sort of this sort of lost world, which is not the
Yeah.
modern era, and a lot of things came after. A lot of bands copied them afterwards, but that era is sort of a bit of a lost
Well,
time.
if you
They're a
think
bit
about
lost
it,
to the band.
Like that's Kings of Leon were on top then, and
Yeah.
Arctic Monkeys were on top then, and you got to go. They're in the studio going, right. Well, what do we do? Do we try and do that, or do we try and do this? And then you end up with like a toe tapping rockabilly thing in the middle.
That's why it's weird,
no one
isn't
really
it?
wants.
Arctic Monkeys, like you said, bursting onto the scene, and they putting that out. It's sort of like it feels like yesterday's band type of
It
music.
makes you see how like original Arctic Monkeys are, like considering Oasis did this and they were like the biggest thing, and then Arctic Monkeys came out with their first album, and it's like completely different to what that is. And like I think Noel said that there was this other generation. It was like the Strokes came out and they were like this next thing
Libertines and stuff.
post that, and then Arctic Monkeys came out, and
Yeah.
then Oasis was still doing the same kind of rock thing that they've always done, and you can see how that doesn't fit into the landscape of music at the time.
Well, I think that's interesting because actually it's kind of like prog and punk. Like prog got so high and so big and so mighty, but actually the thing that destroyed it was simplicity and like starting again. So if these guys are in there like, hey, we're bringing the 60s rock to the crowds back, and it's all, and then it's like, well, we want to see Arctic Monkeys in a 200 people venue because it's just more intimate and it's smaller and it's more in the garage rather than in the stadium. So I think, this is exactly the drop-off point for, where that music was and the
sort of song that would be played at a seated gig.
Yeah.
No need to get up. No need to mosh. Just
old
toe tap on the go.
The support band could play that song before Oasis. Okay, that was all right. But like if Oasis played it, they probably never played it live. Like
it's pretty harmless, wasn't it? Really? Like
it was non-offensive. It was fine. Like I might listen to it again, but there's probably plenty of songs that they've done with Noel that are worse than that. It's just...
that's it. I don't think it's bad. I don't think that's a
No,
bad song.
no.
It's very middle of the road, but I don't think it's bad.
I think on this list especially, it's like one of the main things missing is that kind of energy. Just like, okay, it's not like Morning Glory kind of yes, here we go kind of stuff, but it's like Liam's in his corner, he's doing his little thing. Okay, it's better than half the stuff where they were just asleep for 6 minutes and you have to, here's another 2-minute solo and okay, just stop the band. That felt like the band had a little bit of prospect. Like if it was an album of that, I don't know if we'd be complaining so much. Not that we'd go out and rush out and buy it and it would change the world, but at least it had a bit of spirit in it.
Flying all the way to Japan to buy it.
Yeah, I might have
the
to.
back of that one
well, you
track.
can bring it back. Bring back that CD
I will
with
find
that on
that
it.
CD. I'm off to Japan, and I will find the Dig Out Your Soul with that specific track on.
Yeah.
But it's funny that Oasis is going to come back. If they did put new music out, they would actually make more of an effort to try and give a older sound.
You'd hope so, because if
and
they
this
just do
effort
that,
wasn't there to be found post 2001 or whatever. And it's funny, with age, they've decided to put more effort in when they really don't need to put any more effort in.
Yeah.
But they can look back at that and be like, oh yeah, we were coasting. We're not even coasting, just not even making an effort.
Yeah.
Like,
well, Noel wasn't even in the studio for half of these.
No, he hasn't been in the
didn't
studio.
even show up.
These,
Yeah, Liam didn't even show up for half of them. Andy Bell's just taking the weight on his shoulders. Belster, Bell Pepper. Right, I think we got one more. Do you want to introduce this?
Mike Myers.
Wait, I want to. Murray Page.
Mucky Fingers.
Mucky Fingers.
Oh, Mucky Fingers.
Oh, yeah, Mucky. Right.
Okay, should we listen?
Yeah, let's have a listen to Mucky Fingers. Right. Okay. Plenty to say about this. But I can't even get the words out of my mouth. Josh, what you got?
I think that's. Do you know what? At first, I didn't think it was Noel. I was like, Andy
Yeah.
Bell was having a go at this.
Yeah.
Again, the old Bellster. But I think that song, so it's what I just read, it was like Bob Dylan with like a phonetic drum beat or something.
Yeah.
It was like the influence kind of it.
Influence. It's like an impression.
Yeah.
Well,
It's
yeah.
like a bad impression.
Yeah.
It's
And the
not
harmonica
even.
at the end.
I think that song, out of all the songs we've heard, and maybe even on the album, I don't know, because Lila follows that, might be the most that, like, when he was writing, like, oh, this is cool. There was like quite an energy that Noel Gallagher was excited about making this, and there was like an enthusiasm, like, oh, this is cool. It sounds a bit way different than any other Oasis stuff. It's like it's just another rip off of something, but
Yeah.
I think there was definitely a more excitement to doing this. And he was
Creativity.
kind of like, oh, really like. Oh, let's listen to that one back. I like that one. And he's like, it wouldn't surprise me if he was kind of proud of that one a lot out of that album. And because there's an enthusiasm in it and there's an energy to it. It's really scrappy. And it's like, I admire that of it. I mean, it's not great, but I'm not massively. I'd probably actually go back and listen to that again because I'm more intrigued by it.
Yeah,
how it
it's
sounded.
completely un Oasis.
It's not Oasis, but yeah, if Noel Gallagher put that out, I thought it was like not even a B-side, just a demo or something.
Yeah, it sounds like.
I think it's like it's quite like the previous song. It's quite like an oddity. I think
Yes.
it's a strange beast to be in there, which perhaps is why it featured on these lists because actually it's not just
It's out of place.
another meat and potatoes rock and roll song. It's
Yeah, and we
he's
kind of
trying to ape something different.
Yeah.
In this one.
Absolutely, yeah. I mean, same. It just As a Bob Dylan fan, Bob Dylan doesn't have drums like that, so I'm not sure why. It's all down strumming, and it's just like to see it second in the track list after "Turn Up the Sun" into Layla, like this whole sit down about these songs has just been all revolved back into Layla, and like saying earlier, like the linchpin of their downfall must be that song because the B-side was shocking, the two songs that precede it are shocking.
Lila has literally corrupted everything.
Yeah, it's unreal, man. We've really unlocked something.
So there's 3 songs that we've heard that are off the Don't Believe the Truth era on this list, and then
Well, I think we should say what our favorite and least favorite out of all those ones were.
Oh, what was it called? Won't Let You Down.
Won't Let You Down. I mean,
I haven't enjoyed an Oasis song that much since
so bad.
1998.
It is amazing.
Yeah,
I think
that's
Won't
phenomenal.
Let You Down's my favourite.
Yeah.
And then Mucky Fingers.
Yeah, I definitely will go back to Mucky. To be honest, I'm probably going to listen to that album now, just to figure out what the hell they're doing.
Yeah, I would love to
where
hear how
they
that
go.
goes into Lila. Like,
Yeah.
'cause that how it finishes, and then it goes into Lila, which I remember quite a polished.
Yeah,
and it
rock
starts.
song.
yeah, like
And
quite
it's like-
established.
Because if you got that album, you listen to let's Turn Up the Sun on that one,
Yeah, it's the
Yeah,
first
that was the
song.
opener.
Turn Up the Sun, you'd be like, oh, okay.
Ugh.
And then this Mucky Finger, you're like,
It sounds like a B-side or like a bad B-side album, like a demos album or like a compilation, like this kind of style. And then we're over here, and then we're over here, and it's like,
and then
yeah,
I guess
what
when
the
Lila
hell?
comes on, if you're like into that kind of Oasis thing, you're like, oh yeah, the boys are back now.
Yes,
Yeah,
I
they just
think
needed to blow the
that's
cobwebs
exactly-
off,
I
and now
think
we're into it now. Yeah,
that's exactly
take
it. I
it back,
think
Nebworth.
that's why
Lila.
people were defending Lila so much online, because we haven't experienced Lila being the only calm in the sea, like around all of this stuff. Like that's actually not a great song, but it's the only like solid, relatable Oasis. You paid 15 quid for the album. Well, I'm going to get that one song at least, like among just all the other stuff. Like, yikes.
Lila's still shite.
Fantastic. Yeah, it is
Right.
right. Yeah.
Play those 3 in a row.
At Wembley,
See 'em.
in the encore.
Do sections. Start off with Definitely Maybe, then just come and
Well, like
finish
Taylor Swift
on
does.
Dig Out Your Soul.
Yeah, I want 6 minutes of Mucky Fingers instead of cigarettes and alcohol. That's what you're saying. That's it.
Literally, if you said to me cigarettes and alcohol and Mucky Fingers, I'd say Mucky Fingers.
To
'cause-
Wembley Stadium, 19,000 people.
Oh
going,
my
wait,
God.
what's this? Why is there a harmonica? Why? What?
I just know, like,
Dun, 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 dun,
going
dun,
at
dun.
it, like, yeah. Oh, that'd be amazing. Yeah, Mucky Fingers and whatever the one where Liam's screaming into a tin can.
Yeah.
Won't Let You Down.
Well,
Won't let you down.
Won't let
So,
you
Adam,
down.
what was your favorite?
My favorite was Turn Up the Sun. I like that.
Okay.
I thought it was all right.
Okay.
I thought it was
Yeah.
solid. I think it was not worthy of being on this list.
Right.
And obviously, Won't Let You Down is So Bad It's Good.
It's the greatest thing we've had.
Yeah.
I think actually Little James surprised me the most because when we were researching this and trying to find what the worst ones would be, that came up again and again and again. And I kind of comparatively can see now why, perhaps, but it's not bad. It's just a bit wet. It's just a bit, it's not great. But actually, that probably sounds more like Oasis than all the other songs in that list because, yeah, you know, it's just cheap naff Oasis.
Our favourite one off this list is
Won't
No.
Let You Down.
I think
Yeah,
the fact
it
we
is
can't
that
read your
one.
writing is really impeding.
And then Noel Gallagher comes in second with the only song that he wrote on
the
this
list. Yeah, fascinating. Yeah. All right. So, yeah, I think that's
that
everything
decides
for
it.
today.
Yeah. Liam's the better writer.
Yeah.
There we
If
go.
anyone's got any suggestions, we'd
Yeah.
love to hear from you
Oh,
in
yeah.
the comments below. So please let us know your favourites and indeed least favourites. Let us know below.
Thanks, guys. Well, cheers for sticking around. Like us on socials, follow us on YouTube and all these cool modern social media platforms. And we'll catch you guys next time. Take care. Bye-bye.
Picture of what? Reflecting.
That's your own writing there.
Yeah, I know, but I've got like doctor's handwriting now.
We should have used that.
But it's your
That
own
thing.
writing. The doctors know what they put.